Few boxers can boast of a career as eventful and brilliant as Mike Tyson's. The youngest heavyweight champion, the highest paid heavyweight champion in history, and holding the record for the most quick knockouts in history are some of Tyson's achievements that remain unbroken to this day. Throughout his career, Iron had meteoric rises and crushing falls. There were scandals related to doping and time spent in prison. Nevertheless, he managed to become the best boxer regardless of weight category. He participated in fights of the year and was even disqualified for biting an opponent. Both his reputation and the magic of his name were so terrifying that many of his rivals were mentally defeated before even stepping into the ring. However, some opponents engaged in mind games with Tyson. Some mocked him before the fight, attempting to get into his head. Do you dare to find out who were the most arrogant rivals of this legendary champion? Watch the video to the end to find out how these stories unfolded. Peter McNeely. It was 1995, and everyone was talking about the high-profile event in the world of boxing. The legendary Mike Tyson was returning to the ring after being imprisoned. After being out of the ring for 4 years, the owner of a beautiful but inflated record, Peter McNeely, was chosen as his next opponent. Despite his status, McNeely managed to convince the press that Iron Mike was no longer the same as before and that it was his moment. He arrogantly proclaimed that he would destroy Tyson as if he were a hurricane, promising to shock the entire boxing community. These statements only elicited smiles from those around him. The great Larry Holmes, who had met McNeely at a boxing event, jokingly asked him not to completely destroy Mike, but to leave some for him too. The Tyson vs. McNeely fight took place on August 19, 1995. Trying to prove his words, Peter aggressively attacked Tyson just a second after hearing the opening bell.
And McNeely, as advertised, comes right at Mike Tyson. No, McNeely! Seconds into the first round.
However, the difference in power and overall skill level was incomparable. In the first round alone, Tyson knocked down his arrogant opponent twice.
Mills Lane said stop that nonsense because they were starting to butt heads.
Tyson with a left hook, a right uppercut, down goes McNeely.
After McNeely's second fall, his team members jumped into the ring and asked the referee to stop the fight and disqualify Tyson, adhering to the rules. Frank Bruno. On February 25, 1989, Mike Tyson faced a significant challenge, going head-to-head with the British slugger Frank Bruno, who already had experience in a championship fight. Although Bruno's past was not the most successful, the British fighter showed no respect for his formidable opponent, assuring the public of his victory. He also boasted that it would be a knockout. Before fighting Iron, Bruno had an impressive record, winning 32 fights, with 31 of them by knockout. His only 2 losses were against the strong James Smith and Tim Witherspoon. He was also on a winning streak of 4 victories, with the most recent being against former world title contender Joe Bugner, a fight that the British stopped in the 8th round.
He's in big trouble now. He's ready to go. He hits him with the right hand. Bruno trying to...
In the first round, Tyson sent the arrogant contender to the canvas. But Bruno managed to get back on his feet, bravely responding to his opponent with a blow for blow. However, not even Frank's great resilience could help him withstand the fight until its halfway point.
The right hand catches Bruno. Left hook. Bruno looks ready to...
In the 5th round, after a series of Tyson's punches, the fight was stopped. It's worth noting that Mike entered the ring with less than 2 weeks of normal training.
He's still in big trouble. The uppercut catches him. The right hand catches him. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell as the big right hand lands. Tyson knows he's got him in big trouble. If he doesn't answer it, Richard Steele.
Donnie Long. On October 9, 1985, Mike Tyson entered the ring to fight Donnie Long, who showed no signs of respect before the fight and tried as hard as he could to get into Tyson's head. Even the craziest fans understood that the chances of victory were comparable to the chances of a snowman not melting in the middle of Maracaibo, Venezuela. However, the boxer kept digging his own grave, fantasizing about how his fight against Mike in the center of the ring would be. But in the ring, Long was destined to play the role of the lamb ready for slaughter. The fight lasted only 1 minute and 28 seconds. During that time, Tyson sent his boastful opponent to the canvas about 3 times.
Years of age. Long is 27.
Oh, wow. Well, that left hook.
Tyson. Oh, Long is down. Second time.
This is as bad as I've ever seen Donnie Long look, but give Tyson credit. That's it.
Larry Holmes. On January 22, 1988, Tyson, at just 21 years old, fought against the most famous opponent of his career, the legendary Larry Holmes, who, after 2 unexpected losses to Michael Spinks, had retired. However, he agreed to enter the ring once more for a fee of $3 million and a small chance to become the undisputed world heavyweight champion, manipulated by promoter Don King. So, after a 2-year break, he returned to boxing. Realizing that the fee was not exactly a gift, Larry tried to stir up public interest before the fight with juicy statements speaking disparagingly about his opponent's future. He claimed that there was absolutely nothing special about Mike and that he would show everyone the young champion's true level. But preparing after such a long break and at such an advanced age compared to his opponent would not be an easy task. Despite not being in the best condition, Holmes asserted that his knowledge and experience would be enough to defeat Iron Mike. On the other hand, some believed he had decided to win a little more money. Once in the ring with Tyson, it was evident that the veteran was not himself. His jab and good footwork were only noticeable sporadically. Mike was superior to his opponent, mainly in speed. With lightning speed, Tyson closed the distance between them and evaded his opponent's attacks with ease. He also shook him with his punches.
De Larry Holmes, pero desde luego es un auténtico huracán.
Larry managed to withstand the champion's furious onslaught for only 4 rounds, and in the 4th, it came to an end. Tyson sent him to the canvas 3 times, and after the 3rd knockdown, referee Joe Cortez gave the thumbs up to stop the fight. The legendary veteran had no choice but to accept his defeat with dignity, and Mike was flattered to know that a boxer with that experience recognized him as the champion after all. Mitch Green. On May 20th, 1986, Iron faced perhaps the most disliked opponent of his career, Mitch Green. Green was a promising boxer with a solid rookie career. He was also known for having been a member of a street gang in Brownsville, where he fought against a gang to which Tyson belonged when he was in high school. The atmosphere before the fight was very tense. The arrogant prospect didn't show any shyness and even promised to kill Mike in the ring. But in the ring, all of Green's arrogance evaporated literally after the first punch. Feeling the strength of his opponent, Mitch stopped thinking about winning and focused entirely on surviving the encounter.
Look at the uppercut. And he set Mitch Green up with uppercut. He throws his left jab.
At some point, Mike began taunting his opponent by dancing in front of him with his hands down while easily dodging the rare punches Mitch threw at him.
And in fact, why it's so difficult for Green to move, because John, what his best weapon was, they said, my elusiveness. He has said nothing about his punching power. And that's something that he did not do against Quick Tillis.
Moments later, Tyson exploded with a series of punches with which, to be honest, he didn't even try to knock out Green. But calmly, he scored some points to dominate him completely. And after running away throughout the fight, Green managed to reach the final bell. Unanimously, the victory went to the magnificent Iron Mike. The only one who had a truly happy ending among all these stories was Mike Tyson, who proved that what you say outside the ring doesn't matter if you can't back it up once the bell rings. And with that, we conclude our top 5 most arrogant adversaries that Iron Mike had to face and silence. Which of these fights has been your favorite? Do you believe that Larry Holmes was only looking to make a little more money after his retirement? Let us know in the comments.